This is a problem for investors of all types, whether you're invested in mutual funds, IRAs, whether you're day trading, whether you're a hedge fund, because you're just not able to move capital around. And it's incredible to me that this happened on a day and a time period where we're starting to experience increasing volatility, and we've got hotspots, financial hotspots all over the globe. So you're right, Lauren. There's liquidity issues right now for people who are trying to trade in these names outside of the top 100.
Keith, Andy, sir, we're here. First of all, what's the mood down there? Is there a sense of fear or panic, number one? Number two, any indication that this is a computer failure or a hack?
It's a great question. I spent the last 15 minutes going around surveying everybody. First off, to answer your first question, there's no fear or panic. As much as people on Wall Street are great fans of conspiracy theories, we're not really that nervous yet. But listen, you can't rule that out. When you look around the world and you see what's going on, you see how vulnerable computer systems are worldwide, not just here in the United States, but in other places. When you see what happened to United Airlines this morning, your mind does tend to wander towards that direction. So, I mean, listen, I certainly hope it was not a computer hack. I hope the NYSE systems are impregnable. I'm not naive enough to think that there isn't somebody smart somewhere in the world that could come through the wall and get to them, but I certainly hope that this was just a code malfunction and we can get back to trading and feel good about the security of our markets.
Keith, it's Aaron Tass. So yeah, let's hope that is the case. So assuming trading resumes again at some point today before the close, what kind of impact do you think there's going to be on the market, given, as we discussed earlier, there is trading of NYSE listed stocks going on these other exchanges?
Yeah, well, I think what's going to happen now is the calculus of everybody and the perception and the behavior of everybody is going to point more towards a little bit more fear. Not only were people getting nervous and a little antsy about the markets based upon what may be going on in Greece or China, or we suspect that second quarter earnings season is not going to be good. We've got an interest rate increase around the corner. The confluence of those four events are bad enough for the stock market, but as soon as you start shaking people's confidence in the safety and security of the markets, no matter what we tell the outside world, if it is a computer malfunction or it was a hack, I think you're going to start to see people, maybe take a breather from this market and pull off. The real curious thing, though, is from a technical standpoint inside of the market, we're at some really critical levels here. We have to either hold them to try and maintain some bullishness in this market, or if we start to trade through them, then we could start to trade down below 2,000 in very short order on the S&P 500. So it's really amazing to me that this happened on this day when the market is struggling to find its footing on an either bearish platform or a bullish platform.
And Keith, I got to go, but it's Lauren. I just want to ask if you could put in perspective how unusual this is. I know reportedly the NASDAQ suffered a similar halt in 2013. So you've been on the floor. How often does this happen?
Yep, I've been in the capital markets 28 years. I've been down here on the floor for the last, working around the floor and down on the floor for the last 12. I've never seen a floor-wide shutdown. Never,
Wow.
Not once.
Wow, very interesting perspective. We're so glad we had you down there today, Keith. Thanks.
My pleasure.